Secretary Terry Haynes, the founder of Pangea Policy, weighing in, saying Trump's reported pick of Lutnick for commerce signals to markets that the Trump economic team will be more of a team of rivals that will work well only if directed actively by the White House, but won't work well if the rivals go in different directions or go after each other. Joining us now to discuss is Nathan Dean, senior analyst on U.S. policy over at Bloomberg Intelligence. Nathan, do you agree with that? This is going to be sort of a dogfight at the end of the day?
Yeah, absolutely. I think this is where the soap opera version of the Trump story continues from Trump 1.1 or 1.0 is because, you've seen a lot of populist picks, especially over at the HHS and the Attorney General and so forth. But at the same time, you're seeing President Trump trying to get more of the Wall Street friendly picks. But what we'll say is that just remember, we think President Trump's top two priorities for 2025 are immigration and tariffs. And whoever he picks is going to have to figure out how to get that implementation of tariffs through at the same time trying to keep Wall Street happy. That's going to be very difficult for a person like Howard Lutnick to come in and straddle both sides of the aisle there.
So if we wind up looking at Lutnick as well as Besant as well as Warsh in sort of the Treasury Secretary, NEC, as well as Commerce Secretary, what does that tell you about the Wall Street versus populist picks?
Yeah, so, I think right now, what we're telling clients is just remember, whoever is going to come, they're certainly going to direct policy and they're going to certainly direct their areas. But at the end of the day, it's President Trump that's going to make this decision. And we certainly think there is a real risk/opportunity to tariffs coming in the first quarter of next year, at least the announcement of tariffs. And so, we think that this tariff argument is obviously going to start with commerce. It would start with, Secretary Howard Lutnick if he gets confirmed. But then at the same time, you're going to have a Treasury Secretary who's going to go up to New York and essentially say, look, I understand that these tariffs could be scary for a lot of you in the market, but we're also going to start deregulating. We're also going to try and, figure out a way to cut taxes and so forth like that to keep the Wall Street folks happy. So it's going to be a very tight balance. But, I think there's going to be a lot of fighting, if you will, amongst the staffers, amongst trying to pro-tariff or pro-Wall Street and so forth like that. But, we're going to have to see as we go into 2025 where the secretaries, can they work together to ultimately deliver President Trump's goal of good economic growth, but at the same time, high tariffs.
I mean, Scott Bessent has been up here in New York doing that for many, many months, Nathan. And surely he's on the same page with President Trump, considering the fact that he reportedly wrote President Trump's speeches for a lot of these meetings with Wall Street, certainly for the Economic Club of New York meeting. I wonder how Kevin Warsh feels about tariffs. He has been, very hawkish when he was on the Fed in good times and in bad. How would he be in a Treasury role?
So I think in terms of tariffs, I think, at least at an initial step, you're going to see every single candidate for this position come out and say, look, they're pro-tariff. The question is, how broad are you going to be? Because, look, President Biden kept in a lot of the tariffs from President Trump in terms of China and in terms of the industrial base. So the question here is, okay, tariffs are coming, but how big are they going to be? Are they going to be inflationary? Are the American taxpayer going to have to pay for a lot of this? That's where I think specifics are going to start to matter as we get into a tax reform debate of 2025. Because there is a thought that potentially some of these tariffs will be put in the reconciliation process for next year. So in terms of Kevin Warsh and any other Treasury Secretary, I think that position is going to be very key to try and help influence what's happening over at Commerce, what's happening over at the U.S. Trade Representative in particular, and just trying to make sure that whatever tariff policy comes in, it's a way that complements the other angles of the Trump administration, deregulation and cutting taxes.
All right, Nathan, thanks very much. Nathan Dean there of Bloomberg Intelligence talking to us about the cabinet picks.